Yo, what's up? Calamity here with another video, and today I'm just going to be putting all of the Genshin playable characters in a tier list. This ought to be fun. Really quick disclaimer that this tier list is just based on their combat effectiveness and mostly their personality. Well, not mostly, but like half and half. I appreciate a lot of their character designs and the voice actors, especially the ones in Japanese, that bring life to these characters. So I thought we'd put them all on a tier list. The only one I'm not going to put on a tier list, by the way, is the last character you see there. He's going to be coming out tomorrow, and I'm just going to do a whole video on him instead, where I do an in-depth look at his kit and what I think about it and all that stuff. So we have 50 characters to go through in Genshin Impact, with more to come in the future, so we can definitely remake this video again. But yeah, shit, let's get started. First, Traveler. Traveler, the first character that you start with. It's either going to be Aether or Lumine. Lumine. They have the ability. They're the only character that can change elements. So far, they have Anemo, Geo, and Electro. Soon to be Dendro with the new Sumeru continent coming out. Unfortunately, past the initial few hours of your game, they kind of lose their usefulness, and in my opinion, and they're not even a character that talks a lot. In fact, the twin that you don't pick probably has more lines that they speak in the story than the twin that you did pick, which is really unfortunate. I do wish that Traveler did have more voice lines in the actual story. I don't understand why that's not a thing. Next, Albedo. Albedo is actually one of the few characters that I quote-unquote wailed for, but it's more like Dolphin, because I did just buy like one extra pack of gems for him, but I don't even use him as much as I thought I would. He's a good character, very solid 5-star off-field DPS character. I thought his personality was kind of dull when I first met him, and then we had the second Dragon Spine event where we got to learn a little bit more about him, but I still don't think he's that great. And in terms of meta comps, he only has like really just one. We're gonna put him I guess B. Amber, probably the first character you meet in Teyvat. She is very cute and adorable, but unfortunately combat wise, not so much. And it's hard to get constellations for her. Believe it or not, it's probably harder to get constellations for her than a 5-star character. She does get points for being cute, so she'll go and see. Ayaka. If you guys have watched Spy Family, Ayaka has the same voice as your Forger. She's also in a bunch of other different animes as well, like Demon Slayer, Kakaguri. And there's probably one more I'm forgetting off the top of my tongue, off the tip of my tongue. But she goes S tier. I love the voice actress, and she has a very, very strong kit. Also, it's kind of quiet. Let me play some music while we're doing this. Oops. There we go. All right. Next, Barbara. Barbara is probably the first healer that I used a lot. She was very helpful in the beginning of the game for me, until I had Bennett early, but I didn't realize how good he was. That's on me. She does have this annoying thing where when you pop her skill and you interact with freeze or any cryo element, she does freeze herself, and that's super annoying. She does have this cute idol personality, and it was fun hanging out with her. I would put probably Barbara in the B tier. She's a really good... Sorry for the jump cut. Dogs were barking. Next is Beto. Really cool character. Really fun to hang out with her in her little hangout series. She is a very strong off-field DPS character. Her burst is really underrated, I think. And it's very fun to get counters with her. If you can actually time her elemental skill to get that counter big damage, it is very, very satisfying. Although very hard to pull off with certain enemies. I'm actually going to put her in A. I think she's really fun to play. Bennett. Probably one of the best healers in the game. And best damage buffers in the game. He's in just about every meta team comp except like maybe one or two that I can think of. And although I'm not really a big fan of his personality, he's kind of he's kind of whatever to me. So he's gonna go A just for that. But he is a very, very strong support. Chongyun is actually one of the first characters that I used a lot as well. He carried me a lot in the early game. Unfortunately, he's actually not that much of a good character, and he has definitely fallen out of favor. He used to be in the very popular international comp, but the reason he's not so good is that his skill kind of messes with your teams. Unless you're running like a pure cryo team, his skill can actually mess up your damage since it converts it to cryo. So I'm gonna put him in C. He's okay. His burst does some nice damage, but he ain't that great. Diluc is a character that I do not own. Despite playing Genshin Impact for almost 2 years, I do not own this character. But I like his voice actor. He's Giorno from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5. And I have played him though. I have like tried him out on friends' accounts, and he is actually a really fun character to play as. I'm gonna put him in A. Diona. Probably another underrated healer, as she provides you shield. She is also a cat girl bartender. She's great. She heals, she gives you shield, and she's very easy to build, very new player friendly. And you can probably use her in I do use her in meta team comp. I'm gonna put her in B. Fish. Probably she's also one of the first characters that I really heavily invested in. I love her character outfit and design. I cannot wait to see her again in the story for 2.8. I'm so excited. I love her voice actress. She was in Chumbio, Love and Other Delusions. It's the same voice actress, and it's funny enough, like similar character types. She actually has really, really sad lore if you actually read up on it in the character profile. I like her a lot. I'm putting her in A. Ganyu, strongest character. One of the strongest characters in Genshin Impact in terms of raw power. Especially the more constellations and stuff you invest into her, she becomes insanely broken. So insanely broken, in fact, that a lot of people like to just solo the Spiral Abyss with just her. She does have a very polite personality, and I'm gonna put her in S. She's just that strong. Hu Tao. Hu Tao is also one of the strongest characters, arguably one of the strongest pyro DPS characters. She also is voiced by the voice actress from Konosuba for Megumin, and RE0's Emilia, right? I think that's her name. She's in a lot of anime. I really appreciate the voice actress, and she did bring a lot of personality to Hu Tao. I love it. I wish I had her. I don't own her though, but she is very fun to play. Jean. A very solid Animo healer. In fact, when I first saw the standard banner and like the list of standard 5-star characters, I wanted to pull her. I wish I had pulled her. I only recently pulled her earlier this year, after playing Genshin for, again, almost 2 years now. I'm gonna put her in A. Kea is one of the story characters that you meet. He is very useful early on. I kind of wish I built him, but again, he is one of those characters that's just really, really hard to get constellations for, despite being a 4-star. But he is useful. I am gonna just put him in C though, right next to Amber. Kaching. I'm not a fan of like the tsundere type too much, and combat wise, she's not really my thing. Despite being a 5-star, she's the only 5-star, by the way, that I have constellations for, but I haven't really built her. I'm putting her in C. Klee. That's a character that I wanted really badly when we first had her banner, because there wasn't a lot of pyro options to begin with. But she has definitely fallen a little bit out of the meta, a lot of it. But she is still a very solid character, and very fun to use. I'm gonna put her in B. Lisa got a lot of attention early on because of the big booba Ara personality that comes from her. She is like a solid electro off-field DPS character if you don't have like Beto or Fish or you didn't want to invest in them. Unfortunately, again, story character, hard to get constellations for. I'm gonna go ahead and put her in D. I don't see much use out of that. This is female traveler, so she goes in the same tier as a male traveler or Aether, unfortunately. Mona. Mona is a off or just a burst character mainly. Again, she's also a character we get to see in the story finally after so much time. Too bad she's not that much more useful outside of her burst. So I'm gonna put her in B. Mingwang is a 4-star main DPS that does a lot of damage with her burst. I think she's a very underrated character. She does definitely get outshined by other Geo DPS options these days. But she is solid for free-to-play players. I'm gonna put her in B. Noelle is a jack of all trades, being able to provide you a shield, provide you with decent amounts of healing, and if you invest in her correctly, she can actually do some pretty solid damage. I'm gonna put her in A. She's really good for new players. Chichi, another character that I really wanted when I first started playing this game. She has an adorable personality, but unfortunately, she has long cooldowns. And her burst is okay. Obviously, she gets outshined by the numerous healers that we have today that I don't see her so much as a 5-star. She still is cute though, so she gets points for that. I'm gonna go ahead and put her in C. Razor, not much of a personality outside of Wolf Boy. I actually do find his kit a little fun and satisfying to play. Unfortunately though, he's just not that great. Yeah, unfortunate for our Wolf Boy. I'm kind of going through these fast again because, like, we have 50 characters to go through, and I could spend all day talking about a single character, but I don't have that kind of time. Sucrose. Sucrose is a solid character for free-to-play players that don't have Venti, Kazuha, or I'm sure there's another 5-star animo, I can't remember. But she is great. She provides elemental buffs and everything. Sorry, elemental mastery buffs and everything. She's great. I'm gonna put her in B tier. Child. I am not a fan of his personality, but he is the only character to have dual wielding water swords, which is a playstyle that I like. So he does get points for that, but he loses points for being a manipulative liar to his to his little brother. Venti. Solid character, definitely one of the strongest characters at the start of Genshin Impact, but has fallen out, but he is still strong. I don't like having to hear his heavy breathing when you use him though. But he has been very useful in exploration. When you hold his E to get a big jumping boost, basically. I'm gonna put him in B. Ling is also a character that I used a lot in the beginning. She's a very strong character, probably again one of the top best bursts in the game. She has a very huge passion for cooking. I thought her personality was okay. She goes in A just because of her useful ult. Zhao, again, a character when we first saw blew me away because of how cool his kit was, and he still has a pretty cool kit with the infinite lunging, well, not infinite, but the constant lunging and explosions. He is the only like animo DPS, maybe outside of like a C6 Kazula or something. Unfortunately, he isn't that great once you like look at the once you get past the flashiness of his kit. There's a lot of bosses in Genshin Impact, and that's not something he really excels at. I mean, he can kill bosses, but he's not really built for it. He's more of like dealing with huge crowds. I'm not a really big fan of the edgy personality either. B. Only because he gets points for having an original kit. Jing Cho is a character that I don't really like personality-wise, but he is a strong character. He is one of the best off DPS or off-field DPS characters until Yelan showed up.
So I'm gonna put him in C, just because I'm not really a big fan of his character, but he is a really solid character. I use him a lot. Jinyan, unfortunately, loses out here because of the way she is designed. She has all these different scalings, and it's not really, and she has all these different scalings, and they're all not quite good. Unfortunately, she has to go in the D tier. Xiangli, one of the best shielders in the game. Personality-wise, he's pretty good. I mean, he's one of the best shields in the game. He's definitely a character that I underestimated when I first saw him, but also keep in mind he's also one of the few. He's probably the only character that has been hugely buffed in many ways after the huge disappointment in seeing him at first. But he is still. I mean, he is now and continues to be one of the best supports with his shield. Rosaria. She is like a crit booster. She's the only character that can do this. It's a very niche but useful ability. Personality-wise, she is she's alright. I mean, we haven't seen her that much in the story. I'm gonna go ahead and put her in B. I'm putting a lot of people in B. Eula, probably arguably the best physical DPS character in the game. I actually really like her personality, and I enjoy doing her story quest a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and put her in S. Yan Fei, in my opinion, had a really boring story quest, but she is a cute character, and she is really fun to play. I'm gonna go ahead and put her in B. Kazula. Kazula is a character that when I first saw him, I just liked him for his burst animation. It looks so cool. And then when he actually finally came out, he ended up being one of the best units in the game, and he's about to get a rerun, which I'm going to pull for. I was unlucky in being able to pull for him, but I've saved up, and hopefully the RNG gods are a little bit nice, but Kazuha is a great character for so many different reasons. He's one of the biggest damage boosts you can have in just about any team. He's great for like exploration. Personality wise, he's okay. Doesn't really stand out to me, but he does go in S tier for his like so many uses. Yoimiya is probably the closest thing to a main I have. I really like her kit and design. However, I'm not the biggest fan of her outfit. I kind of wish she got an alternative skin. Hopefully in the future, fingers crossed. That's something I would actually pay for if they ever make one for her. But she is a very fun character and solid character. I did just make a video about like whether or not you should pull for her. Unfortunately, she's not quite S tier. She's S tier in my heart, maybe. But I think overall A is a solid place for her. Sayu is an adorable short animo healer that rolls around and can be really fun to play as. She also makes exploration really fun, or not really fun, but really easy because you can just roll really fast to your destination as long as it's a mostly flat surface and not a lot of objects in the way. I'm gonna go ahead and put her in A. I really like doing her hangout series. It was very adorable. What is this? We have like Kazuha with Beto? I don't know what that is. That's not really a character. I'm gonna put that down there. Ryden Shogun got a lot of hype and popularity when we first met her. I really liked meeting the character, and she is one of the best characters in the game in terms of just like burst damage, and she is the best battery in the game. She can refill your whole team's bursts incredibly fast. She is kind of hard to build though. But she goes S tier for me. Next we have Cujo Sara. I'm not a big fan of her personality. She's just like again sort of that tsundere type-ish character. I don't actually own her. She's probably one of the few 4-stars that I don't have. But she does seem to have like similar like designs to Fish,
with like the whole electro archer bird thing she's got going on, but I feel like she does provide a little bit more utility than Fish. But I am biased because I like Fish's personality more. I'm gonna put her in C. Next we have Kokomi, who probably had one of the more controversial 5-star banners that we've seen. She was okay. She's a good healer. I prefer her over Barbara. I'm gonna go ahead and put her in B. I did enjoy doing her story quest, for the most part. I do feel like Genshin dropped the ball with her though. They made her sound like this grand strategist of Watatsumi Island. I think that's the name of her island, right? And yeah, I didn't really get that feel from her after meeting her and meeting the character and stuff. Alloy is the only collaboration character that Genshin Impact has. Unfortunately, Genshin dropped the ball with her. She doesn't have any consolations to help her in any way. She is sort of like she would have been a slightly better version of Chongyun if she had some consolations to buff her in various ways. Since she's more of a just use her her burst for some damage, and you can use her skill for a little bit of energy boost, but unfortunately she's gonna go in D tier. Just not useful at all, unfortunately. Toma, the maid of House Kamisato. He is a fire shielder support character. He's very easy to build, but I haven't really used him because I have Xiangli and Diona as my shielders. So unfortunately, he's gonna go in C for me. He does get points for being a unique pyro character that isn't a DPS. Arataki Ito is a character that I wish I could have pulled for. He's still in the banner now, but unfortunately I'm saving for Kazula. He has a really fun kit. I like his character design overall. The only downside to him is that he can only be built in like a geocentric team. You can't really have a lot of variety with him, but he is a very fun character and I like him a lot. He goes in A. Goro. I enjoyed Goro's hangouts. They really brought a lot more of the fun side to him. I'm gonna go ahead and put him in B. Seriously, the hangouts help out a lot with me determining if a character goes up a tier or not. He is also a very useful character to have, very easy to build. He's just a simple geo buffer. Alright, Shenhe. I love her personality and I love doing the Archon quest with her. She also has a really unique niche kit. I'm putting her in S. I really think she's a really cool character. I love her design. I wish I had her. But she's really cool. And that's not a cryo pun. I like her a lot. This video is already 20 plus minutes, so that's why I'm trying to hurry it up here. Yunjin. I love her idol animation where she dances. Very unique with the Chinese opera voice actress. Very simple kit, but also she's similar to Beto, whereas like you want to time a counter to get that big damage, and I think she gets more energy when you time it right to counter an enemy's hit. Her burst also provides a huge, well not a huge, but a nice damage boost to normal attacks, so she goes with like Yoimiya and Ayado. I'm gonna go ahead and put her in A tier. I really like the character. Yai Miko, instant S. I love her personality. I love her kit. She's just a fun character to play. Maybe not everyone's cup of tea, but she's definitely my cup of tea. I love her personality so much. Ayado, Boba drinker, diplomat guy. I do like his rapid slashing playstyle, but I found his story quest to be kind of boring. I am gonna put him in B. Yelan is a character when they first announced that I really like her design, and now that she's been out for a while now and tested, she is one of the strongest characters in the game. So I'm putting her in S. I really liked her. Unfortunately, her story quest was a little eh. But I mean, I love her design. And I love one of her voice lines when she uses her burst. Cookie's probably the latest character we've gotten so far, and I did enjoy doing her hangouts. She has a very cute picture of her in a Shrine Maiden outfit. I guess that's like a mini spoiler if you haven't done her hangout. Unfortunately, though, her kit isn't really that unique. She is an electro healer, which is something we've been needing for a long time, but other than that, she doesn't really do much compared to other healers. I guess you can try to run a full electro team now if you want, but outside of that, it's not really my thing. I'm putting her in C. Alright, that is it for my tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me put this together. If you have any comments, stuff you want to ask me about, because again, I did have to kind of go through this pretty fast to keep the video short. Again, this new character right here is going to get his own video probably tomorrow or like Wednesday when I officially try out his character in the trial run that they're going to do. So we'll talk more about him tomorrow or soon. But yeah, that's my tier list. Hope you guys enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.